All right, you guys, so I wanted to show you how to properly use your MyFitnessPal app. So as you can see here, I have logged my food diary for the day. I did not have a meal so I split mine between 4 meals, give or take. So you can notice that these are kind of all within the same macronutrient intake because I wanted to evenly distribute it throughout the day to keep up that consistency on the metabolism. But since I didn't do my 5 meals per usual, I just divided it by 4 and made it as even as possible. Obviously, it's not perfect. It's not always going to be, but ideally, you have your macronutrient breakdown in your program details that I have sent you. So with that per meal intake, you want to roughly keep your macros around that amount just to keep the consistency on the metabolism. So with that being said, you may notice that up here I have nutrients remaining, 1 carb, 1 fat, and 1 protein with 34 calories left over. Now, why do I have so many calories left over, you may ask? This is because not all calories are created equal. So there are 4 calories per gram of carb, 4 calories per gram of protein, 9 calories per gram of fat, and 7 calories per gram of alcohol. Again, they're not, they're not even. So, with that being said, as you can see here, if I go down here and I hit nutrition, it'll tell me how many macronutrients I have left over. So anytime I am planning on my app, I go ahead and I look in here and I'm like, okay, so my total of protein is 124 out of my goal of 125, so I have 1 left over. My carbs, my total is 214 out of 215, 1 left over. And then same with fat, I had 1 left over. My sugar is below my recommended daily amount, so that is perfect. That just means, 80 is my cap. So whatever that number is for you, that is your cap for the day. You want to stay below that. It does show you saturated, monosaturated. It looks like I am within range of everything. My cholesterol is a little bit high, so I might want to bring that down. Moving forward, I'll kind of look at what my food options are that are in there. Sodium, you want to keep under 2,300 milligrams. Reason being is because the more sodium that you have in your body, the more water retention you'll see, and that will reflect on the scale as well. Any other nutrients that you need to take a look at are in here as well. But the main ones that we are focusing on are your protein, fat, and carbs, making sure you're getting enough fiber in. So as you can see here, I hit my goal of 25 grams. So this ideally is a perfect day of tracking my macronutrients minus the cholesterol, which was over quite a bit, but not too much unless it was something that I was personally watching. As you can see up here where it says nutrients remaining, you can go ahead and click these little 3 dots here. By this point, you have already updated to or upgraded to premium features. So you can go ahead and click macronutrient focused. That is what I want you paying the most attention to. Now, with these nutrients remaining, the idea is to stay within 4 grams positive. You want to stay out of the red, meaning stay out of negative, because you don't want to ever be over your calorie or macronutrient goal. You want to stay within. So staying as close to 0 as possible within 4 grams is totally fine. So with that being said, as you can see here, everything is weighed in grams, ounces, or fluid ounces. So mostly when I'm tracking my protein, I'll weigh it in ounces. When I am doing liquids, then obviously fluid ounces. Anything else is weighed in grams. I like to take complete control over this. So what I do is I can go ahead and click, you'll see strawberries here. I went and changed my serving size to 1 gram because my package, if I scanned it in, will say 1 serving of 168 grams. That you find that on the back of your nutrition facts. So instead, I want one gram of however many, right? So I did 64 servings of 1 gram. So, and then I scroll down here and that shows me my carbs and my protein. Now, if I wanted more than that to fill in like a carb goal, for example, I'm going to be dramatic here, but say I did that and I scroll down, now it's at 11 carbs. Say I needed that extra 5, then I can go ahead and increase that or decrease it depending on what my goal is. Okay, so now we're back to here. If you ever want to, submit it at the end of the day, which obviously you do, you can go ahead and at the bottom here, complete your diary, which is so satisfying at the end of the day, or you can click this little button in the right-hand corner and complete your diary as well. This will also sync with your Trainerize app, your KFit app. So I'll be able to, look at your entire food diary inside of your calendar. It'll tell me every day when you hit your macros. I look at what you're eating. So it's really important that you're paying attention to all of that. So on and so forth. Now, Say, for example, I wanted to create some type of meal. You can go in more here at the bottom right-hand corner, and obviously you can discover recipes. There is my meals, recipe, and foods right here. So you can see here I have my supplements that are in there. I want you to make sure you are scanning your supplements in, as some do contain calories or fats. It's very important that all of that is accounted for because it does take up part of your macronutrient goal for the day. You can see my infamous turkey chili here. I make it the same way every time, same portion sizes, so that helps me there. You can search for foods here. Meals, any meals that you have created and saved, you can have in here. And then foods that I have scanned in are also in here. You can create a food as well if it's not already in MyFitnessPal and it's something that you use often. So going back to my diary here, say I wanted to add a food, I can actually add in all of my meals and say, like, for example, let's go back to that day just so I can show you how to save it. So say I wanted to save this breakfast, for example, say it's something I eat every day. I can click these three little dots right here where it says add food to the right-hand corner, and I can save it as a meal, and I can put a photo and I can name it, okay, breakfast, oatmeal breakfast or whatever, pancake breakfast, whatever it is, right? And you can share with the public, you can set it as private, and it has everything down here so that you know exactly how to make it. Again, you can even add instructions for making this meal. The really cool thing about this app as well is you can add in recipes. You can scan a meal, scan the barcode, multi-add. You can create a recipe, create a meal. What I did was up here in the right-hand corner where I hit the plus sign. Again, scan meal, scan barcode, quick add. Quick add will give you just a fat, carb, and protein. So if you go somewhere and you know what the calories are, but they're not inside of MyFitnessPal, you can just type it in manually. So I could be like, okay, this has 15 fat, 45 carbs, and 25 protein. You just mark it and it'll pop up there. Okay. That's for something that you're not eating every day, or you just need a quick add some calories in. Maybe you had some extra sauce with something and you're like, okay, this is probably roughly around 3 or 4 grams. You can go ahead and just 3 little dots here, quick add, and add that in. And then another thing that you can do is add any notes to your food diary. I can see those notes if you do add them in, because I do log into your account to view it as well as looking at it through Trainer Eyes. And then I believe you can also, let me see here, recipes. I believe when you hit create a recipe, yes, perfect. You can add it from the web, so you can actually add it from an online source, or you can enter all of the ingredients manually, which typically I like to do, and I'll bulk import all the ingredients because it is something that I'm going to make again. So that's all very helpful, especially if it's stuff that you like to eat and you'll eat again and again, and then you just add it, so on and so forth. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. You can add each other as well on MyFitnessPal. All of your diaries are set to public. I have them set that way because it needs to be public in order to sync in with the app. And yeah, just reach out to all of the girls in the group chat, see what their usernames are, and you can go ahead and add them in. But I hope you found this helpful. If you have any other questions or need guidance, go ahead and send me a message.